They had a good last rehearsal. But before these seats filled up with people hoping to have a night full of fun and laughter, I caught up with the troupe just before the show to see how they were holding up. Jones has had an impressive career here at UTA. He's had multiple 20-point games this season, and he continues to break career records defensively. He brings a presence to the court, but that doesn't mean he's always the center of attention after games. But Jones says that doesn't matter. The thing is, UTA hasn't had a football team since 1985. Now, our biggest sport is basketball. How has that changed how we celebrate homecoming, and what can we expect from the basketball team during the annual celebration? I went to find out. Good evening and welcome to UTA News. I'm Camille Connor. Hello and welcome to UTA Sports. I'm Camille Connor. Welcome to UTA Sports. I'm Camille Connor. Following the protest, President Trump announced an upcoming executive order related to national security coming sometime this week. Our reporter Harold Rogers is still at the College Park Center as the women's team is now accepting their postseason awards. Harold? Up next on sports, we dig pink with UTA volleyball and show off the Lady Movin' Mavs new rings. Stay tuned. For the full interview with Eric, check out our website at utanews.com. Thanks, Harold. That's all we have this week for sports. I'm Camille Connor. Over to you, Christian.
Don't forget about the half-price chocolates in stores now.
Trust me, I have not forgotten. Like the student said, I'm going to have a sugar high tonight, too.
Ooh, can I have one?
No.
Oh. Well, that's okay, because I have mine. Oh, 10 grams of fat. Okay.
Well, that's all we have for today on UTA News. I'm Camille Connor.
And I'm David Petty. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Dr. Jason Shelton grew up in South Central LA and became aware of social class at an early age. He says this led to his current research on how race, class, and other social factors construct how Black people experience the world.
And my parents were young, they were college educated, they were poor and broke, but they knew that life was going to get better for them. All the little homies from the neighborhood used to come by our house. And I didn't realize it then, and yeah, they liked me and my brother, don't get me wrong, but part of the reason they came by our house was that my parents were middle class, basically. My parents would put food on the table for a lot of those kids. They would take them to the movies, they would give them Christmas presents, they would do stuff. And that's what I realized, is that all those little homeboys from South Central whose parents were college educated and young and broke, those kids grew up and they went on to have a very different life from those other kids on that same block or within the same vicinity whose parents didn't have a college education.
Dr. Shelton recently became the director for the Center of African American Studies. He shares what he hopes to bring to the center this year.
To grow the minor, I want to continue to teach classes and bring young people in, talking about the Black experience, bringing speakers to campus who are interested in engaging in play and more that we can do. And so I just would love to see our center continue to grow. We got great people who work here who are talented and are smart, and just sort of continue to let these opportunities come.
Patricia O'Brien, the student development specialist, shares how she came to work for the center and her experience as a former student of Dr. Shelton.
I became a minor in African American Studies, and it stemmed from out of here. So I said I could do the minor presentations across campus, and they liked what I said and they hired me. Dr. Shelton is different. He's more laid back. He takes a lot of our input in, and he has a different perspective that I like.
Dr. Shelton teaches his students about statistics between different races and asks them why things are the way they are.
It's always a fun time when I'm able to share with them my latest research project and get their feedback and share with them some of the findings. What do you think? And you get their opinions about stuff. I think what's really important for young African Americans is to realize is, yes, we've come a long way, but no, we're not there yet. Get your dream. Go get that big house. Go do your thing. I'm all supportive of that. But you also have to remember that there were people before you and people after you that still haven't had the opportunity to make it in the same way.
Camille Connor, UTA News. From the stands, when you see Link Kabadiondi, you see a 7-foot giant who has quite the defensive presence in the front court. But when I sat down with a senior from Montreal, Canada, I learned about things the average UTA fan may not know. He talked about a particular interest that may not be as obvious as his tall size.
I've been interested in photography and picture editing for a long time. More recently, I started editing photos with programs like Illustrator and Photoshop. And I had a class this summer which was communication graphics. From there, I just not took it to the next level because I don't think I'm that good yet, but just editing pictures for fun and stuff.
Although Kabadiondi may be downplaying it, he's definitely shown potential. He's made posters and designs with his teammates and even did one of the home game schedule. He also has an Instagram page where he displays his photography work. He's received compliments from the athletic staff, and his teammates like his work as well.
They love it so much. Every time I show one picture of one teammate, the other one is like, what about me? Where's my photo?
He hopes to continue to get better at his photography and designs. Maybe in the near future, UTA Athletics marketing department will have room for a 7-footer on their team. Camille Connor, UTA News.